welcome back to another video. So today we are going to be making the pumpkin pies for dessert for our Christmas dinner. This is a very simple recipe and it only uses a few ingredients and there's no baking involved. We are basically just going to be making a crust out of some oats, mulberries, dates, cinnamon, and then we're gonna be adding some pumpkin pie, pumpkin filling. And then we're also going to be making a cream cheese frosting for this. Again, everything is SOS free, so there's no added salt, oil, or sugar. And I really think you guys are gonna like this one. I also have my external microphone on today, so I'm hoping that this video turns out a little bit better quality than the other ones. But let's get started. So what I'm gonna be using for these actually is these little tart pans that I found on Amazon, and they're nice because they totally separate like this. So once you get the pie all in here, you can just pop it out and it's very easy to remove it. So for the base of this recipe, we're going to be using a cup of mulberries. We're gonna use a cup of oats. And then I also have 10 pitted dates here. So if you get normal dates from like the dried food section at Whole Foods or Sprouts or wherever you shop, they might be a lot more dried than the ones that I have. These are actually wet pack dates that I get from 7hotdates.com. So if you're using like a very dried date, you're gonna wanna soak these for a few hours before you use them and then drain the water and then put them in the food processor. I know a lot of people have been making the granola recipe from my Lean and Clean plan, and they're pouring the soaking water into the granola and it's coming out like this big mushy mess. So you don't want to do that. You just want to soak your dates, pour out the water, and then add them to the granola. We're also just gonna add 1/4 teaspoon of cinnamon into the base of this. And then the dates we will add one by one while it's processing. So basically I'm just gonna start processing this lightly and adding in the dates. And then we wanna just get it to like a doughy kind of consistency. So the amount of dates that you use is gonna vary. I'm gonna try and use 10 and see how that goes, but this is why we wanna add them in slowly, because we don't wanna get a really, really thick consistency. We want something that's like moldable. So the dates that I used are actually honey dates, and they're a lot smaller than medjool dates, so I think I'm going to take about 5 more and see if I can get more of a gooey texture, because this is too dry to be able to mold. So this is why I say it varies on the amount of dates that you're going to use, because most dates, unless you're using medjool dates, they're different sizes depending on if they're organic or not, what kind of tree they came from, if you have a honey date or a deglet noor date, or if you have medjool dates. Medjool dates are basically double the size of like a honey date. So these dates are actually pretty small, so I'm just gonna add some more. But cooking a lot of the times, you guys, is really trial and error, and most of the time I find that you have to take recipes and kind of alter them. Alright, so this is more of the consistency that we're looking for. Something that is just very gooey and kind of like a cookie dough. So now all I'm gonna do is start taking my dough and pressing it into these little pans. And we want it to get on the sides of the pan as well. Obviously, like, you could make this into one really big pie if you wanted to. I just really like the pans that come apart like this, because then it's really easy to get the pie out of it without completely like destroying your creation. So you want to press it in there like pretty good, because what we're going to be doing is putting our pumpkin pie mixture inside and then letting them chill in the fridge to set. So it should look like this, and you should be able to tip it upside down without the whole thing like falling apart. Got my little Hoover vacuum Bubba over here for everything that I drop. One of the good things about having a dog. Don't have to vacuum as much. So now that we have these filled, we're going to make our cream cheese frosting. This is also very simple. All we're gonna do is take a cup of cashews that we've soaked for at least 8 hours. These were soaked for literally like 24. And then we have 6 more pitted dates in there. We are going to add in 1/4 teaspoon of vanilla extract. And then I'm gonna start with about 1/4 cup of water just to get things moving, and I'll see if I have to add in any more. So with this, you're gonna wanna blend it really, really well. It honestly smells just like frosting. All right, so I'm gonna teach you guys a small little trick that you might not know, but if you put your frosting in a bag, if you don't have any of those fancy frosting bags, you can just use a Ziploc bag like this. And then all we're gonna do is cut a tiny, tiny bit off the edge. Now I'm just going to drizzle this over the top. So this obviously made a ton of frosting. When I write the blog post for this, I'll probably half it. And I mean, let's be real, is there anything really bad about having extra frosting? No. So what I have to finish these off is just a bowl of chopped up walnuts and coconut flakes.
Just a little bit.
All right, so these have been like chilling for a little bit. See how it just like pops out? Isn't that fancy?
So fancy.
You ready for the official taste test?
Absolutely.
It's ready for a 10, guys. It looks so pretty though.
It does, yeah. Looks incredible.
So cold frozen.
Oh fuck.
It's really good.
It's
like a pumpkin cinnamon roll with like cream cheese icing on it.
Oh my god.
That's what we have Bubba for.
I'll give it a 10. I'll give it a 10.
I feel like it's just pity.
It's really good though.
What do you think? People said that you need more elaborate reviews. They're like, if you give something an 8, he has to explain what would make it better.
I don't know. I just think everything is good. Like, some things I absolutely don't like. And there's some things that I do like, and
Like,
I wouldn't really want to change anything about it. But I'd still give it an 8.
makes no sense. Hope that you have a great Christmas dinner, even though it's like probably way before Christmas that this video is coming out. But thank you for watching. Let us know what I should make in the next tiny house kitchen video.
Peace.